Information fueled.
Opinion driven.
This is Nashville's Morning News with Dan Mandis.
And so, my fellow Americans,
we talk news.
6:06, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Welcome on in. It's December 30th, and hope you're doing well. So, Don Lemon, somebody might want to do a wellness check on the former CNN anchor. Listen, as much as I don't like Don Lemon, I actually did find this to be funny because it is so pathetically sad. Now, we've all been watching this whole H-1B visa thing where you've got, and I'm sure that everybody's been talking about this on WTN, so I don't have to reset the topic for you. But Republicans and conservatives, MAGA insiders and MAGA folks at large have been arguing over these H-1B visas. You have a lot of people who voted for Donald Trump who are really angry that Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy and others within the Trump camp are advocating for more of these H-1B visas. And so you've got MAGA supporters, Donald Trump supporters, who were angry about that because this program is full of fraud and is taking the jobs of American citizens as these companies bring in cheaper employees from places like India. And so because the Republicans are having a quite open conversation about all of this, Don Lemon decided to chime in.
You dumb idiots. Now you're just figuring this out. You're so stupid and you deserve it. You deserve it because you're so dumb. Jim, it's hypocrisy. So go with me here. Yes, I am gloating over your stupidity and how you were taken. I'm cackling in Kamala, says in Shanta. You have been co-opted because you're in a cult and you don't even realize it because you have stupid MAGA brain.
I mean, listen to this. This is Don Lemon. Now, listen, I've never pretended to like Don Lemon. Dude has no class. But I love how he's like, number one, he's like, you Trump supporters, you're in a MAGA cult. What would you call Trump derangement syndrome? Because it seems to me that if we were in this MAGA cult, then we wouldn't be arguing openly about the visa program. If we were in a cult, we would just, be nodding our heads and saying, yes, Donald Trump, whatever you say. We wouldn't be arguing about it. We would all just be complacent and do whatever, Trump and Elon and Vivek all said. But it's not a cult. We are a party, the conservatives, we are a party of free thinkers. But see, the bigger cult, at least to me, the bigger cult, you know who the bigger cult is? The bigger cult is those with, like Don Lemon, Trump derangement syndrome, TDS. That is a far, far bigger cult. And people like Don Lemon, they are so infused with TDS that they refuse to even acknowledge that their guy, Joe Biden, has been mentally unfit for office for 4 years. That's why when I saw this audio, when I saw this video from Don Lemon, as he's giddy about this very open and honest conversation amongst conservatives, I think he's missing the broader point. The broader point is, you know what? Donald Trump supporters, we are holding Donald Trump and Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk and all these folks accountable. And if we don't like what they're doing, it doesn't mean that we hate them, but it means that we have a conversation that we need to have. As opposed to the very cult-like Democrats who, quite frankly, they just do as they're told.
And you don't get it. How stupid and dumb are you? And I'm just going to I can't wait to go through this. Okay. So I'm going to read this again. So Krishnan's appointment triggered an anti-Indian backlash on social media, particularly given his past advocacy for increasing green cards and immigration broadly. Oh no, immigration. We can't do the immigration because, the immigration, it triggers some people. You know what they're saying about the anti-immigrant stuff, right?
No, I know what you're saying about the anti-immigrant stuff. This isn't about immigrants, you jackhole. It's not about immigrants. It's not about illegal immigration. It's about American workers being fired so that people can come in here from other countries at a cheaper rate. It's about putting the American people last. That's what this is about. But you see, because people like Don Lemon and the Democrats, they have like this default, like computers. You have like this default setting. And so the Democrats, they have this default setting where it's like everything is racist. If they can try to somehow pin racism on a Republican or a conservative, then that's what they're going to try to do. It's their default setting. And yeah, I did. I said Democrats.
Who's in to say that one of the jobs you might be seeking won't be one of those white jobs? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I think he's ready for like a straitjacket. Is that what they call him? A straitjacket? He doesn't get, Don Lemon doesn't get that this is a discussion that Trump supporters are having about the H-1B visas. And my 2 cents on all of this is America now knows more about this scam that is the H-1B visa program than ever before. And if Trump gets in, he's going to fix the problem. And then, guess what? Problem solved. But for him to sit here and say, oh, the Trump supporters, it's like a cult. It's not even close to being a cult. And by the way, there was a lot of conversation about this over the weekend. Do you hear about this? So first of all, I'm going to say this about Elon Musk. Dude's got a lot to learn. And I like Elon Musk. I do. But you don't go around telling the people that put your guy in office to go F yourself. But that's what Elon did. Elon fighting with Donald Trump supporters, and he's saying, hey, the Donald Trump supporters are pointing out these visas take the place of American workers. This is what Elon Musk tweeted. The reason I'm in America, along with so many critical people who built SpaceX and Tesla and hundreds of other companies that made America strong, is because of H-1B. Take a big step back and blank yourself in the face. That's what Elon Musk says. I will go to war on this issue, the likes of which you cannot possibly comprehend. And I would say to Elon Musk, that's what Democrats do. Democrats are the ones, listen to Don Lemon. I just played you the audio. Don't make me play it again. But that's what Democrats do. They threaten and they insult. Now, I realize that Elon Musk, he was a Democrat. But see, I would tell Elon Musk that Republicans and conservatives, we're actually about dialogue and solutions. Fox News also reports that Elon Musk referred to some people within the GOP as hateful, unrepentant racists. So for me, when I listen to Elon Musk and I read the tweets and all this, with all due respect to Elon, this isn't about racism. It's like, okay, so are you taking the side now of Don Lemon? I hope not. But finally somebody got to Elon Musk and they pointed out a few things that I think Elon finally now understands. Details straight ahead, 6:15. Time to check the roads on WTN. Thank you very much. 6:15 on Nashville's Morning News. As far as your weather today, a low of 46, high of 60, and cloudy but no rain. Right now, 47 degrees at Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Steve Bannon calls HB1 a scam, among many other things, as a matter of fact. Here's what Elon tweeted out. Again, I think that somebody got to them. I think that somebody got to Elon. Vivek Ramaswamy, by the way, has been really quiet since he basically bashed America and said, although there was some truth to what Vivek Ramaswamy said about the culture here in America, where we do value the wrong things. But here's what Elon tweeted out. I've always liked the visas. I've always been in favor of the visas. That's why we have them. He says Trump by phone, referring to the H-1B program, which permits companies to hire foreign workers in specialty occupations. And so that was Donald Trump talking about the visa program, and he told that to the New York Post. The interesting thing about that comment is that they looked into Trump's properties and they're like, he doesn't have any of these particular visas, the H-1B visas. He doesn't have any, they say. Now, I don't know. There seems to be some confusion there, but Trump did come out and he did say that he was in favor of these visas. But Elon on Twitter, aside from go blank yourself, finally said this. The problems with these visas are easily fixed by raising the minimum salary significantly and adding a yearly cost for maintaining the H-1B, making it materially more expensive to hire from overseas than domestically. He says, I've been very clear that the program is broken and needs major reform. Okay, well, why didn't you say that in the first place instead of telling people to go blank themselves? I mean, this issue is not hard. I mean, it's really not. You limit the number of H-1B visas. You raise that minimum salary significantly. You make it harder to use foreign employees than American employees. And sure, add some regulations to it as well and some fees. You see, it shouldn't be easy to bypass American workers. It shouldn't be easy to fire American workers. And let's all be honest. The other thing that was so frustrating about this whole thing, as we've been watching this whole thing play out, is that Elon and Vivek and David Sachs and these other people, you know, they're really trying to make the case that the H-1B visa program is for those really, really smart people, the exceptional people. Well, you know, that's actually a separate visa. They have a special visa for exceptional people. But you see, Elon and the rest of them, they're trying to make the point that the H-1B visas are for the exceptional people. No. It has been clearly proven that there is fraud, that there's a lot of people coming into this country on this visa program, and they're not exceptional. You know what they are? Cheaper than American workers. Eric Schmidt was a leading voice. He is a senator, and he was a leading voice calling for reforms of these H-1B visas. He was on Fox News the other day.
The American workers have been left behind by this economy. Many factory jobs have been sent overseas, and I think the abuses of the H-1B program have been evident, where you have sort of the sons and daughters of those factory workers who lost their jobs, got white-collar jobs as accountants, and they're, you know, training their replacements, the foreign workers who are undercutting their wages. So I think the solution here, President Trump has actually articulated as 2020, is to reform that system and you know, get rid of the abuses, make it merit-based, and make sure that we're not undercutting wages and having, you know, Americans replace or train their foreign replacements.
Yeah, that was the other part of the horrible, horrible story, is we've heard those instances where companies bring in these Indian workers and then our citizens are forced to train them. And if they don't train them, then guess what happens? They don't get their severance. It really is awful. And by the way, Senator Schmidt had a couple of other really good things to say. I've got that audio for you. And by the way, what can we expect from Donald Trump on this very issue when he gets into office? Details straight ahead. It is 6:21 on Nashville's Morning News. Joan Jones, what's coming up in the news at 6:30?
So we'll tell you where you can go if you'd like to sign on to a memorial for President Jimmy Carter, who passed away yesterday at the age of 100. That's coming up at 6:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Thank you, Joan. Big news for my friends at DT McCall's. They are still in the middle of that sales tax-free sale for gun safes. And so if you've been looking for a gun safe right now at DT McCall's. They are sales tax free. Now, you know, DT McCall's, they are the largest Liberty Safe dealer here in the state of Tennessee. Well, it's because of that free delivery and setup, of course. Now, other places are going to charge you $500 at least for delivery and setup in bigger models and $300 for smaller models, but not at DT McCall & Sons, no. They deliver every safe for free every time, period, and no setup charge either. So check them out online. It's dtmccalls.com. 5 locations across Middle Tennessee: Carthage, Cookeville, Lebanon, Lafayette, and Franklin. Again, always online. Tell them Dan told you to reach out. dtmccalls.com.